Vanakkam. I'm an organic farmer from South Tamil Nadu. This few minutes talk of mine will be my own story on my topic, my farming journey from passion to knowledge. I proudly call myself a farmer since I meet 3/4 of my food needs from my farm itself, which I've named it as Parambariya. It simply started as a passion. It was the year 2013 when I stepped into this barren land. No, I don't wish to call it barren because other than me and my trees, already millions of microorganisms were living there. The land was fenced, except which there was no power supply, no water source, not even a single tree where I could rest for a shade. The journey now started with drilling a bore, installing the EB lines, uprooting the shisha woods, digging a pit for rainwater harvest, and finally tilling the soil. I started with planting 100 gooseberry trees with no big plants, but that was the year a gooseberry tree at house bore rich fruits. See how simply nature could inspire you for a big living, big venture. One thing that kept bothering me was, how am I going to meet my farm's financial needs with my produce itself? When friends and relatives knew about my new venture, their first question was, are you crazy to pick such a tough field when already farmers are quitting it? This kept ringing in me to prove things the other way around. My search for self-sustainability led me to a tuberous farmer who helped me in cultivating and harvesting a good yield of tuberose. My interest soared high when I knew I could reach my farm's financial needs. I always believe in self-sustainability. That's how my journey into cow rearing started in the year 2015. Until then, I was outsourcing manure, which was tough. But then cow rearing was still tough. It is a very attention-seeking job. But it took me like a sail in the wind. Whenever a cow gave birth to a calf, it was a celebration. But then, when I lost some in a disease, I was emotionally confused. I even thought of quitting. I built that strength, and now I meet all my farm's manual needs and have a good yield of milk too. To be a successful farmer, integration is as important too. From my fruit trees, I get a seasonal income. From my vegetables, I get an alternate day income. From my cows, hens, and flowers, I get a daily income. Out of the extra manure, we get a monthly income. In my search for vegetable cultivation, Vanagam, Nammalva's Ecological Foundation, laid grounds for my basics. My 3 days camp over there was a big eye-opener. It even changed my own lifestyle. From the day start, I used my own herbal tooth powder, my own herbal bathing powder, my herbal tea, my breakfast, lunch, all consists of my native fruits and vegetables. I strongly believe in my tradition. I have invested so much in my farm, but it has given me immense knowledge I can hardly gain anywhere. Now I realize how true Nammal. You are the scientist of your own farm. Can you guess the age of agriculture? See a recent research. It shows the usage of iron some 4,200 years back. This should be the period when agriculture too should have started. In order to develop agricultural lands, a portion of the trees had to be cut down where iron had played a major role. Early man dwelt in caves and trees, leading a nomadic life. A particular tree could give fruits for a season and then he had to move on. When they wanted a permanent home, especially women, since natural challenges like menses and pregnancy had to be faced, she started making small cultivations around the places she dwelt when men went out hunting. From there, agriculture and culture grew together. Our ancestors divided our land into 5 types: Kurinji, Mullai, Marudam, Neidal, and Palai. Out of which Marudam, the wetlands are alone man-made. Deforestation to the minimal was done to develop wetlands. Imagine if they hadn't developed agricultural lands, how could such a vast population live without food? They were widely acknowledged to have grown all types of pulses, cereals, fruits, vegetables, herbs, whatnot. After developing agricultural lands, they made pits and ponds for water harvest. Running water was made to stagnate there, and it served as rainwater harvesting ponds too. You can see temples are small idols near every water reservoir so that people worshipped and protected both. When paddy was discovered for the first time, it served both the purpose of water stagnation and food. Paddy is the only crop that stands its lifetime in water. Water stagnation helps in reducing the heat in your planet and in turn reduces global warming, which is a big threat for tomorrow. Our ancestors had a neat planning. They grew paddy, used the rice, left the husk for our cattle, and the hay served as a cattle's major feed. Then where is the wastage? The dungs that the cattle left behind were used back in the fields. What a perfect cycle. The waste both from the cattle and the crop were decomposed by the number of microbes in the soil. Then why to work specially for soil nourishment? Soil is everything for every life, be it micro or macro. A proper understanding of the soil can do magic in their yield. The three most common soil types are red soil, alluvial soil, and black soil. Black soil is rich in minerals and nutrients and have a high water retaining capacity too. But somehow they are deficient in nitrogen and phosphorus and organic matter too. Mine is the third type, the black soil. I faced all the problems that any black soil would do. When I reached to help for people around, they simply said, "Ma'am, when you are so interested in agriculture, why waste your money and time here? Buy a land rich in soil nutrients and work there. Will you throw out your child if he or she is lagging behind?" I was struggling hard, dumping different types of manure there. Say, that's how I even learned making many. For this also, Vanagam was a big educational ground. My 3 days camp over there was a big eye-opener, and when I came back with an excited heart, since I knew the answer for my hard work. Black soil is sticky, and so they clog together, leaving less space for air circulation. So, plants with roots penetrating till 2 feet alone gave a good yield. But now, I wanted to grow all my native fruits and vegetables there. So, I made raised beds as taught in my classes, added manure there, and mulched it as taught, and got a good yield. Me and my husband did the first trials at home. Since it was the pandemic period, couldn't reach out to the farm, which is 10 kilometers far from home. We had a good workout, good time pass, and of course a good yield too. After the 48 days lockdown period, I tried it in a small 10 cents area at the farm and got an amazing yield too. I strongly believe whatever we give back to the soil, it gives back to us. Soil is the mother of all mothers. When she had given me all that is rich and natural, why should I give back her chemicals? Now the need for seeds. Where to get a good quality seed? Now like ready-made dosa batters or pizzas, seeds are readily available in the stores. You buy them, sow them, look after their growth, harvest them, and the cycle is done. But is the cycle complete? No. This was not our ancestral style. They not only aimed at the harvest, but also collecting good and quality seeds for the next season. Seed collection is an art. They collected the seeds, put them in the ash. The ash not only prevented the seeds from insects, but also absorbed the moisture in the seeds, preventing them from fungal development during their next germination. So now, in my childhood days, I have grown tomatoes, and the unplucked ones have left behind number of saplings. Today, I hardly see any. Every living being on earth is born to serve its simple purpose, multiplication. Don't we all wish to multiply our generation? When we grow our children, they inherit their nativity along with our genetics. Seeds are also the same. A seed grown in a particular place is used to the soil, water, temperature, and so when their next generation grow there, they are easily adaptable and highly resistant. It is very hard for me to see the seeds being deprived of its simple purpose, multiplication. I have promised myself that in the next coming yields, I will collect my own seeds, proving myself to be a complete farmer. Now, all that is done, can I alone do the magic in bringing good yield? No. Like where number of microbes in the soil are working, including the earthworms, which goes up and down, tilling the soil, making it loosen. There are a number of insects working above, out of which honeybees are the very important ones. They travel far and near collecting honey and in the process helps to pollinate, which is the only reason for a good yield. Our researchers show us that if there are no honeybees, human lives will come to an end in the next 4 years. When I attended the honeybee rearing class, I was amazed to see them beautifully working as a colony. Have they attended any architectural classes? So perfect a hexagon in their hives. A hive consists of thousands of honeybees coordinated by a single queen bee. Can this be done in human lives? So, what are we humans doing in return for such a hardworking creature? We get everything from them, enjoy it, and leave them starving without pesticides. I wouldn't use a pesticide because I know how important nature is to them and how important they are to us. Now, slowly coming to the end of my topic, let me tell you why I call it a journey from passion to knowledge. Out of passion, I have worked hard in the sun, trying to bring all my cultivations to successful yields. But I realized with understanding and knowledge alone, you can make things at ease. Farming is not a tough job. So, when you start doing farming, keep in mind that as I realized in my 8 years journey, farming is not only an occupation, it is your lifestyle. And as a farmer, I realized all that I produce in my farm, with my hard work and money, I should value add. Cow rearing gave me the first part to value addition. It was a Diwali day, and many of my milk customers were on a holiday. I was left behind with 25 liters of milk, blinking what to do with it. I reached to the street milkman if he could buy it from me. He said, okay, but then for half the price. I was taken back. I sat there converting all the milk into paneer. I refrigerated it and sold them back to my customers who gave me a good feedback too. If I hadn't done it that day, I should have not only lost money but a whole lot of interest too. One thing I should share with you from A to Z in my cultivation, turmeric. I cultivated turmeric in a small patch in my farm and got a 20 kg yield. I brought back the harvest, leaving behind the leaves for mulching, boiled it, grinded it, dried it, and when I used it in my cooking, it's utter joy. Bringing chemical-free crops to your kitchen table and for your loved ones, what satisfaction else do I need? So, when we all got D3 from the sun, why should our children get it as tablets? When we all got oxygen from the trees, why they from the oxygen parlors? When we all relished our mother's recipes for celebrations, why they from the hotels? Please give a thinking. Okay, now all that is done, can we all become farmers tomorrow itself? Impossible, isn't it? But one thing we all can do. Our farming knowledge was carried from one generation to the other, but the chain broke somewhere in between some decades back. We all can get back connected to the chain by simply doing one step tomorrow itself. You can preserve nature. Before you throw back what and all is unwanted for you, please give it thinking, can Mother Earth digest it? This way we can all connect ourselves, bringing back the chain of agriculture which our ancestors had left behind to us for a meaningful reason. Thank you.